What's up guys, my name is Michael Miller, aka Mike the Math Man if you're following me on Instagram. So my wife and I were looking at apartments earlier today, and on the way back home the check engine light went off on the ACURA TL, which kind of surprised me because I've only owned it for like a month. I'm not sure what it is, but I know a lot of you have been asking me about how much the maintenance costs are, so I figured I would just document this process, bring it to the Goodyear store that we've been bringing all of our cars to. They're awesome over there. And let you guys know what happens. I'm a little nervous. I don't know if you guys watched. I don't even know if I told you I sold the other ACURA TL specifically. I know I said like it had a bunch of maintenance that needed to be done. Specifically, the transmission needed to be replaced, and that was going to be like $1,500. And there were a couple more things that needed to be done, a couple minor things. And we were moving out of state, so we just kind of figured, you know, we kind of decided that it was just going to be easier to sell it, rather than pay a bunch of money and then end up moving and driving, you know, across the country. So I'm kind of nervous about I'm nervous that the transmission in this car will have to be replaced. I really don't want to spend $1,500 getting it done. I mean, I know $1,500 is, I guess, is a good price for an ACURA TL transmission. I mean, because the dealer would probably charge like, I don't know, like $4,000 or whatever. But anyways, I don't know what's going on, but I figure, you know, I just want to document this process and so you guys can see, and if any of you are wondering how much exactly maintenance costs are for, you know, the 3rd gen ACURA TL, we're about to find out. Oh, you poor thing. All right, well, we're here at Goodyear. Time to figure out what's going on. Okay, so the ACURA has been dropped off at Goodyear. The reason I'm a little nervous about the transmission is because it has been slipping a little bit in 3rd gear, like I was talking about on the previous videos. It's not bad. I mean, it doesn't happen all the time. The shifting between gears is still pretty smooth. Like 95% of the time, it's just occasionally there'll be a little bit of a slippage. It's not nearly as bad as my previous ACURA TL was when the transmission needed to be replaced. So I'm thinking even if there's something wrong with the transmission, the car still is going to have quite a good amount of driving time left before anything major needs to be done. All right, so while we're waiting on the ACURA on Goodyear to figure out what's going on with the ACURA, we're going to do some grocery shopping, which our pantry's like there. Only healthy food for this household. Okay, so I just got an update from, open the blinds a little bit so there's more light in here. I just got an update from Goodyear, and there's good news and there's bad news. The good news is the code wasn't for the transmission. The bad news is there are 5 codes, and 3 of them are for cylinder misfires, which I don't really know. I mean, I'm not sure like how serious that is. The gentleman I was speaking to on the phone, I know pretty well. I've worked with him for a long time. I didn't have the camera, or else I would have recorded the conversation. But you know, he was asking me all sorts of questions. He said I should have noticed the misfires. They're for 3 cylinders, cylinder 1, 2, and 6. So I don't know. That's where we are right now. They're going to look at it some more and give me a call back. The other code was for the oxygen sensor, which I'm not really sure about that one. The dealer replaced the oxygen sensor like a few days before I bought the car, so I don't think there should be any problem with that. Yeah, so like the weird thing about all this is, like I said before, the dealership replaced the oxygen sensor literally days before I bought the car. So I don't think there should be anything wrong with the sensor itself. There might be like a bad connection. Maybe that's why we're getting a code. And with the cylinders, they said I should have known, like I should have felt something with the cylinder misfire. Like I should have noticed it, and I didn't. The car's been driving great, so I'm a little confused. But yeah, I'm just super confused because the car has been super reliable in terms of driving and super well handling in the mountains. Like I recorded the mountain video yesterday, or not yesterday, like a few days ago, and it drove super well, handled super well. So I'm kind of at a loss right now. I mean, Goodyear's going to take another look at the car. They're going to look at it some more and get back in touch with me. All right, the dealership hasn't gotten back in touch with me yet, but I was doing a little bit of research on the computer. I'll show you guys in a second. There is a TSB on this issue, and a TSB stands for like a technical service bulletin, and it's put out by the dealership. It's not like a recall, but it's kind of like the manufacturer, which is ACURA or Honda in this case, puts this out kind of saying there's this issue with this unanticipated problem. Basically what it is a false code. Yeah, just a false code. And so what I was reading on the ACURA forums is the ECU needs to be reprogrammed. I don't know how true that is. I mean, I looked at the TSB, it's out there, but like I'm not sure if that's my problem in this case or if it's something to do with the spark plugs or whatever. But if Goodyear doesn't say anything about the TSB, I'm going to ask them about that. If they can't find anything else that was wrong, because they looked at it and they were confused, which is why they were asking me all these questions. Because they looked at the spark plugs and they looked like they were new, which they are. Because the Acura dealership that I bought the car from also replaced those. So we'll see. What a day. Okay, so let me try and recap everything that's been going on. So this morning, 10 o'clock or so, my wife and I were driving home. Check engine light came on. The error codes, I've got them written down right here. The error codes are P301, P304, P306, P300, and P2247. Now, all the P300s are the cylinder misfires, which made Goodyear ask me a bunch of questions. They started asking me like, well, how is the car performing? Does it feel awkward? Did you feel any difference driving it? And I was like, well, no, it drives great, which made them confused because, with a cylinder misfire, you would notice it. So they started looking around at other things, and then there was another. Okay, so then Goodyear drove the car for a few miles, plugged in the little gadget, whatever it's called that reads the error codes, and the misfire codes went away, completely vanished, and then another code came up. That was P0154, and that was for an air-fuel ratio sensor. It was for bank 2 sensor 1, and it was reading that had no activity. So that and the O2 sensor were, I don't know if those are connected in any way. They might be. Maybe you guys know. So the air-fuel ratio sensor and the O2 sensor needed to be replaced, from what they saw. I thought originally that the O2 sensor had been replaced by the dealership. I was wrong. Had not been replaced. I'm not sure if the previous owner had replaced it or not, but yeah, I was wrong with that. So they replaced that. Goodyear replaced the O2 sensor and they replaced the air-fuel ratio sensor. And then they test drove the car again and everything was fine. No error codes, nothing. Check engine light didn't come on. So hopefully that resolved the issue. If it didn't, I'll make another video and let you guys know. But here's the price breakdown. Okay, so for the diagnostic alone, that was $52.50. The oxygen sensor cost $182.83, $52.50 for labor, so total for that was $235.33. They didn't charge anything for the bank 2 sensor 1 ratio sensor. I called Acura, and again, you guys may know more about this stuff than I do. I'm pretty ignorant when it comes to car internals. So that, like I said before, there may be some connection between the oxygen sensor and this, bank 2 sensor 1. I don't know, but I called Acura and they were going to charge for this close to $300 alone, just for this. So maybe you guys can maybe you guys have more experience with all this than I do. Maybe I got ripped off, maybe I didn't. I feel like this is a good price. I mean, like I said, I've been working with this Goodyear down the street for a long time now. They're always very helpful. and, you know, more than happy to, you know, give us discounts and stuff like that. So anyways, total cost for everything, $298.80, just under $300. No check engine light, problem solved. All right, well, what originally started out as a kind of stressful situation with like 7 error codes and 7 hours of waiting turned out to not be so bad after all. Almost $300, not even a $300 bill for O2 sensor and a couple other things. So I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.
Yeah.